who was 1 rack away from winning the World Championship this year. Eklent Kaçi, in partnership with Francisco SANCHEZ RUIZ, against the reigning World and US Open champion Fedor Gorst and the vastly experienced Shane van Boening. Here we go, race to 5.
Well, this is just the start. These two wanted. Eklent Kaçi is known as one of the best breakers on the circuit. Breaks with a bit more power than most. Made the 1 ball. And look at the split they've got. This is nice. These two play.
But looks like it's going to be the start of dreams.
Yeah, this is the perfect way to start any match. Can't stress out.
Still only 25 years of age. He's been around so long. Became the youngest ever Mosconi player when he was still a teenager 6 years ago. Back in the team after missing out on the last 2 stagings. Would have been back in the team almost certainly last year, but for that terrible motor accident he had. The year before he missed out because of just not playing well enough. But here he is back in the team. And he and his partner look set to complete a break and run in the opening rack. That indeed is what Europe have delivered. Kaçi and SANCHEZ RUIZ quickly into a 1-0 lead. To the finish on Tuesday night. Wonderful to have your company, wonderful to be here in Florida, and wonderful always to watch Shane van Boening break.
Yeah, from Eklent Kaçi, we were saying he's one of the best breakers on the WNT. And the man who's just broke, playing in his 18th Mosconi Cup, he's actually regarded as the greatest breaker the game has ever seen. And again, Michael, like the previous rack, good look at the blue 2 here for Gorst and Team USA. I think over the years gone by, maybe not quite at the beginning when the likes of Johnny Archer and Rodney Morris, Earl Strickland was still in, top form back then. I think over the latter years, we feel like the American team has gone a little bit weaker, and I think just SVB felt like there was too much pressure on his shoulders. Now that's a lot different. You've got this man at the table, Gorst, who's the world #1 right now, and Skylar Woodward, who seems to perform every year now in the Mosconi Cup, so it feels like he's got a bit more help.
Breaking runs as we used to, with the different breaking rules and the less forgiving pockets. But these pairs have traded them in the opening 2 racks, and the Americans respond to what the Europeans did in the first rack by pulling out exactly the same themselves. Wonderful quality so far. 1 rack each in match 4 of this Mosconi Cup. Yeah, which is surprising because it's actually nearer to Europe than it's ever been before. It's normally been played on the other side of America when it's been over here.
Yeah, usually we might get a section full of the Europeans, but I'd be surprised if there's 50 European fans in the building.
Yeah, I'd say even lower than that. It may well be, of course. The Americans were so keen to come to the first Mosconi in Florida that they snapped up all the tickets. But that is a factor that you've mentioned there.
Oh, that was a good shot from SVB. Hit the correct side of the ball, and everybody is kicking and playing safety at the highest order at the moment. Even SVB, the man who's done it all, the GOAT, he's having a little smile there as the American fans chant SVB. Chance of putting the green 6 here.
I like it.
There we go. What a shot.
Earning the approval of his teammates, and just to boot, he's left the 2 on. Not a lot to do to get on to the 3. So big chance this for Europe. Every match in these contests is so important for its own particular reason. Europe built that irresistible momentum last year. Never looked back. America have halted it early on this time, but the Europeans just want to keep that advantage now. Keep the Americans at arm's length. Don't let them build any momentum, because in front of this crowd, that could become unstoppable.
I mean, the crowd are getting excited. I don't know why. This is a hanger, and this is for a 2-1 lead.
It's been a wonderful doubles match so far, and Europe lead it again. Kaçi and SANCHEZ RUIZ, 2-1 up. They know if they can get this crowd in full voice, it can really be a help to them. Let's have a look again at Gorst with the jump. 2 goes in the side. Gets the flick on the 8, and that goes in as well.
Yeah, even though Fedor made a couple of balls with the short stick, he didn't really leave much for SVB. That's why Shane's played this shot. Possible bank shot here into the bottom left. Decided it wasn't for him. Decided to play safe. And I think he's left the pot here for Fedor, and he's not had a lot of table time, Michael. And this is the difficulty of playing in team format 9-ball. You don't ever get to relax. So when you're faced with this type of shot, it is worse than ever. This is going to test the world champ, the world #1. This just feels big, doesn't it, this shot? It really does. It's as quiet as it's been so far in the arena. The fans know.
Well, they all knew there was so much at stake there, because playing the shot that way, if he misses it, every chance is going to leave everything on. And now he's in prime position himself. Maybe the shot of the night so far.
Yeah, without a doubt, Michael, straight in the middle of the pocket. At 2-1 down in the score and this match. Okay, this is not as easy as I first thought. This is a lot thinner than the camera tells us.
Yeah, I think you see it a bit more from the overhead. Another big moment. Well, you think of that 3 ball we saw potted a few moments ago. We could have been talking about that long into the night if they'd seen out the rack from there. The Europeans are back in with a chance. It's going too clear here. Ready to unload.
Oh, it's another wonderful strike, another wonderful break. Going to get a look at the blue too. You know, when I look back at the Ryder Cup, he didn't even really break that well that week either, but he certainly found the range so far here.
We were talking earlier about Van Boening as the greatest breaker there's ever been. Is there an argument that Kaçi, on his day, might be the best at the moment?
Yeah, maybe so. I think Ruiz was talked about as well a couple of years ago. I was trying to hear what the crowd was chanting there from nowhere. I don't know what was going on. They were chanting something.
Tuck your shirt in, they were saying to Kaçi.
Ah, okay. Kaçi.
Suddenly, find ourselves looking at the prospect of comfortable European win in this one.
You know, these race to fives often it's definitely one mistake or, you know, one kind of situation in a match what seems to turn it on its head, and it was that bank, that rack where Gorst fired that 3-ball in and then missed the bank in the side.
Yeah, and you think just prior to that, it looked as though the Americans might be about to draw level at 2-all in this doubles. But all of a sudden, Kaçi and SANCHEZ RUIZ are on the hill. Another fine rack set up by Kaçi's wonderful breaking ability.
Here comes the rollout or the push out.
Team USA, it's your choice.
Well, they may well get that one
Team
back.
please play again.
Yeah, straight back.
Please start the clock.
Yeah, that didn't take long.
Still not the end of the world, this for Eklent Kaçi, though.
Let's go, Kaçi.
He's going to try and get the cue ball over near that purple 5, I believe, and sort of just bank the yellow 1-ball back up table. There's a lot of balls on the table, every ball, in fact, so that means there's a lot more traffic. He's missed the 1-ball altogether. This has been a strange match. All started at the beginning with a smoke going off. Smoke stop play.
Well, it isn't gone. It's never gone in a race to 5. You can turn it round from 4-1 down, especially when you've got two of the very, very best players we've seen over the last number of years. But if the comeback is to happen, it's got to start right here.
You have to take some risks, you know. It doesn't matter if you hit the ball full ball and leave a shot. You know, it's better to try the.
One good shot required here. I know he's got ball in hand, but it's the pink 4-ball what's just worrying Fedor a little bit. We go a couple of rails. Oh, he's played it nice. Lovely shot there. To find that little gap.
What a finish it would be to this first day if the overnight lead all came down to that final singles coming up between Kaçi and Skylar Woodward. And just as I was about to say that the Americans are doing everything they can to keep the possibility alive of tying it at 2-all, we've run into a spot of bother here.
Yeah, Gorst has really let the cue ball slip there.
Recovered by Boening. And nobody can say the American support are not giving their players full encouragement here as they try to turn this around. Just listen to this. The 9 just wriggles in. Billy Thorpe is out of his chair and the Americans are still punching in this doubles.
Looks like he's got to kind of just roll this ball in. Cue ball off the top rail. Wow. What a shocker. I mean, that was just disaster, it really was. I could always think you were trying to hit the pink 4-ball.
To kick hard, you know.
obviously they're still at the table, Michael. We don't know what's going to happen here. Ruiz has got some sort of kick shot.
Well, we heard them talking, laying their plans for which pocket they were going to shoot the 4 into, whatever route they were planning to take. They've been thrown. Quite a diversion here. It feels like a bit of life is starting to creep back into the match, and the crowd are starting to sense that. Big moment this.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
Oh, that is sensational. And just when that little bit of hope was being offered to the American fans, look what Sanchez Ruiz has pulled out here.
That is real naughty.
And of course, if the European pair win this, it means that Europe will win the session. It will be the 8th Mosconi Cup session in a row they've won. The Americans haven't prevailed in any session
Nice shot, Kaçi.
since
Nice
2
shot.
years ago to the day. And it would mean the last match of the night will be so important, because there's only ever been one instance where a team has been 3 points behind after the first day of a Mosconi Cup and ended up winning it, and that would be the fate that would face the Americans if they lose this one. And then they were to lose the last of the night as well. If they can get back to only one behind, assuming they lose this, which looks likely now, there have been plenty of instances of teams being just a
Whereas the
little
cue
bit
ball is
behind
perfect,
after the
Kaçi.
first day and turning it round. So that last match of the night is going to be, in many ways, even bigger than it would have been if they'd been level at 2-all. Time looks to be running out now on Gorst and Van Boening. Sanchez Ruiz with what he hopes is his last shot of the match. Looking to set Kaçi up with the straightforward finish. It looks a done deal now. Well, we'll go back to rack 4, won't we? And Gorst missed that bank and had looked for a while as though it's going to be 2-all. Europe went 4-1 in front. The Americans did get a rack back. But Kaçi and Sanchez Ruiz have raced through this one, and it's the rack which has clinched victory for them. Their first time playing together in a Mosconi Cup doubles, and they've won. They've beaten the 2 biggest guns on the American team by a relatively comfortable margin in the end, 5 racks to 2. So Europe are 2 points ahead again. They now lead the United States 3-1. And we have got a very big finish to the night coming up now. Kaçi will be back out there for the last singles of the night against the American captain, Skylar Woodward, who is now really going to have to lead by example to prevent his team falling a long way behind at the end of this first day.